For the first time since the company announced its slow death earlier this year, I decided to head down to Circuit City to see if any bargains enticed me to spend. The company is going out of business after many months of financial malaise, sparking sizable sales at remaining locations across the country. Truth be told, there were plenty of temptations, from discounts on video camcorders to offers on the store's chairs. Every single thing was up for grabs. There were certainly many Colombians on hand to grab a piece of Circuit City's carcass. Companies around the country are struggling to convince consumers to, well, consume. On the one hand, it might be a good thing that the recession is making some of us think about spending money more cautiously. Even in the best of times, is there really any reason to buy the Blu-ray version of the 50-cent movie, besides the fact that it's awesome? But less consumers, of course, means less money. And when the budget axe cuts expenses to the bone, it moves directly to the jugular of its employees. Yet firings have consequences. Many say Circuit City began its downward spiral when it started laying off experienced staffers who were crucial in helping customers select merchandise. The firings perhaps chipped away at what made the company different from other big box stores: exceptional customer service. Many other companies are pursuing a similar path. Newspapers across the country, for example, are laying off talented writers, designers, and photographers. Those that remained are burdened with a heavy workload and perhaps a lighter paycheck. Not exactly a magical elixir for success. Perhaps policymakers in Washington should stop by their local Circuit City before finishing up on a massive federal stimulus package. They should ask themselves whether any package, no matter what the size, will stoke enough consumer demand to halt the demise of massive corporations. And we should all look at the plan closely. Will tax cuts or tax rebates prompt us to buy goods or services, or will it prompt us to merely pay off our bills? Will aid to businesses save American capitalism or limit innovation? Will filling the gaps of state budgets provide help for the least among us, or necessitate bigger budget problems down the road? One trip to a deceased electronics store isn't going to provide any answers to those questions, but perhaps budding entrepreneurs will see the demise of companies like Circuit City as instructive. Perhaps new stores will rise from the ashes, consciously trying to avoid the mistakes of their forebears. Maybe these companies won't treat employees like disposable parts. And maybe the decline of retail giants will provide a glimmer of hope for local establishments. I'm happy to report, though, that my venture wasn't a complete loss. I purchased a copy of Thursday's Kill the House Lights for $9.89. But the flashy discounts weren't enough for me to buy the latest iteration of the SimCity franchise or a diamond-studded USB cable. Instead, I settled for the Platinum Cord. I'm Jason Rosenbaum.